According to analysts and traders, we're almost out of the danger zone. This danger zone has pre-halving and post-halving segments, so we're almost out of the post-halving segment of the danger zone, as traders believe this happens before and after the halving, as you can see from this image right here. So with that being said, we've seen Bitcoin going all the way to the $60,000 these past few days, and now it is going back up currently at $62,000. So what should we expect? Are we out of the safe zone? Are we having a bullish return? Are we going to see a bullish scenario? What to expect? Well, we're going to dive deep into what experts think the market's going to do and how you can profit from that. Howdy everyone, welcome back to another video. As we said, we're going to dive deep into the analysis of Bitcoin and Ethereum and also altcoins by the end of the video. So check out the chapters if you're more interested for Bitcoin, or if you're more interested in altcoins. The timestamps will be down here. So speculators, traders, analysts, they have been keeping an eye on the price of Bitcoin, mainly because there's two big theories. There's the theory that history repeats itself. So the cycles that we have each and every halving, they are bound to happen again. But there's another theory that now the market is a little bit more advanced. So people have been through 3 halvings already. They know what to expect. So the halving is already priced in. So nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to follow the trends that it did for these other halvings. So this is why everyone is keeping an eye on charts, because they're comparing it to other halving cycles to see if Bitcoin is actually staying according to past cycles. So it is doing the same things, of course, with different pricing, or if it is just forgetting about everything that it did before during other cycles and just doing its own thing because it's already priced in. But so far, it seems like we are indeed following what happened on other cycles, mainly because of the danger zone that we have post-halving. And Bitcoin indeed followed the pattern that we saw in 2016, as Rect Capital showed in this post that I showed already, but we're going to show that again. And we can see that Bitcoin had a candle go below the reaccumulation range 3 weeks after the halving, which is exactly what happened on 2016. And right after that, it got a huge spike in price throughout the following months after this reaccumulation. So last time in 2016, when it did exactly this, Bitcoin had a 48% spike in price in 6 months. So what would happen if this story repeated itself? Well, Bitcoin would be around $90,000 by 6 months from now. So almost the 100K that everyone thinks Bitcoin is going to do. So numbers are kind of matching with what people believe Bitcoin will do. But based on guesstimates and prior drawings, prior analysis that people are doing, some people could see that in this cycle, so still between this halving and the next one, Bitcoin could reach between $175,000 all the way to $350,000 per Bitcoin. So this is a single Bitcoin costing $350,000. So this is what people believe Bitcoin can do or can reach in the short term. So 1 year from now at most. A couple of people saying that by end of January of 2025, we will see the peak of the market. So the market's going to peak at around this price right here, this range, which I know it is huge for Bitcoin, between 175 and 350,000. There's a lot of money in between, but that's the current range that people are giving. And this analysis from prior cycles put together with moving averages, especially the 100-day or the 200-day moving average, which is essentially getting all the prices for Bitcoin throughout the 100 days and then divide that by 100. And the number that you have is what is shown on the moving average. So that is showing for the 100-day moving average that this could be a bottom. So who knows, maybe $60,000 is indeed a bottom for Bitcoin. So there's a lot of retesting, people waiting it out. Last few days, people were scared that it was going to break below the 60K and then everything was going to go downhill, but nothing like that happened. And if we look at the charts right here, this red rectangle right here is what I drew as kind of the top and bottom, the box that we are inside right now. You can see that we tested tops and bottom multiple times. This last week we went all the way to 57. The candle shows all the way to $54,000, but we stayed in the high 50s and then we got back into the box and it is testing again. So I believe that right here on this range on the 60,000s, there's a huge support there, and we can see that it tested and it did not break. So everything seems to be matching up in the analysis. And if you're wondering what is this dotted line right here and this right here, is an option that we opened a few videos ago where we opened a vertical spread. And the only thing that Bitcoin needs to do for us to be profitable is to stay by this expiration date, to stay above this $54,000 line, which so far seems to be going very well for us. So unless by this date right here, the candle doesn't close below this line, this blue line, horizontal line, then we're going to be profitable. So you can see that there's a lot of chance that we are going to be profitable indeed. So I'm very excited for that option. We also opened one for Ethereum as well. I think it was the 2700. So similar vertical spread, but just for Ethereum. So with this danger zone out of the way, we can look back and see predictions that were made for this danger zone. One was from Rect Capital as well. He showed the same image that I showed in the beginning, but it was right in the beginning of the danger zone. So we still didn't know how Bitcoin was going to do. And he said, hey, listen, inside this danger zone, there's a retracement that usually happens. It happened in 2016. It's going to happen again. And it ended up happening exactly how he said it was. So I'm not saying follow everything Rect Capital says, but it is good to see some technical analysis once you analyze them after the thing to see what was the success of that analysis. So this was a good analysis from Rect Capital, and a lot of people profited from that by opening shorts or by doing spreads. So Bitcoin up, Bitcoin down. So how did this affect altcoins? Well, altcoin nows are falling. If you compare that to beginning of April, now altcoins are way down. In beginning of April, we had a huge spike in volatility and in pricing for a lot of altcoins, but now they are slowing down, mainly because they're following Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes down, everything else will go down. And we can see that from the total market cap for altcoins. So it is the total market cap for crypto, but excluding the top 10 cryptocurrencies. So everything after the top 10, this is what it is being calculated as market cap. So we see that the total market cap excluding top 10 is 20% down from all-time highs, which was around $360 billion. Now it is around 265. So it went down a lot in the past 30 days. And this is mainly because it is following what Bitcoin did this past month. And if you take a look at the greed and fear index, or the fear and greed index, right now it is sitting at around 50-ish, 56, 57 in the greed index. So, the lower it is, the more fear people have. So markets are going to be a little more slow, less volatility, because people are going to be fearful. So people don't trade when they're fearful. But when the greed index goes all the way to, let's say, 100, it means that people are greedy. There's a lot of market movement. There's a lot of things happening usually for crypto when the fear and greed index is a very high number. But this altcoin stage, a lot of people are speculating that right after a disbelief stage, which is what people say we're currently in, there's going to be a huge explosive rally. So people think that right after this, so just like we saw the predictions from Rect Capital saying that Bitcoin bottomed at 60K or around 60K, now it's going to go back up, and it should go back up in the following months. We are seeing similar things, similar narratives for altcoins as well. Altcoins followed the direction that Bitcoin was going, and now the Bitcoin seems to have bottomed out. So it's going to go back up, or it's going to start to show positive trends. Altcoins are going to explode again, just like they did end of May, beginning of April. So as you can see right here, there's a lot of people that believe that it's just settling, positioning itself, waiting for the next bull run to happen around this area right here of the 250s and 260s, waiting for a bullish signal from Bitcoin for them to follow along and for the market cap to start going back up. So that being said, how can you profit from this speculation? How can you profit from believing that Bitcoin will go up by that day? So here we have two strategies that we can go for. We can just open a vanilla option, example, just buying a call, or you can open a spread, a vertical spread. Let's start with the call. So with the call, what we can do, we can go for May 17th for Bitcoin, and we can select a strike at the money. So let's do 62. Yeah, let's do 62. So this right here shows us the break-even point, meaning that that's the price that Bitcoin needs to stay above by the 17th for us to be profitable. So I do believe it will be that. We can even go a little bit lower if we want to. Yeah, 64,300. If you go to the 6,100, it will go to 64,400. Let's go for the 60,000s. So I'm going to keep it at 61. So a little bit in the money. Right now we're 62,700. So I'm going to go a little bit in the money, and we're going to go for 8.5 option. Let's see what is the price. It is $1,000. So let's go. We can go for 8.1. So we're going to pay $329 to open a 0.1. This again is if we believe Bitcoin will be above the 64,000 by expiration dates. So if we do, which again, I don't see why not. So let's try this out and we can open the position. Yes, and the position was open. And if you scroll down, you can see that we opened at the 61,000 for May 17th. So let's hope this will go in our favor. But now if we go to the earn tab and I switch to cards, here we have the spreads. If you're not familiar with what a spread is, what it does, you can check out this video on spreads and you can see how we are making money out of these spreads. Here I have a few spreads open. I have one for 2025 and two for end of the month, so May 31st. And these two are the ones that I showed on a previous video for Bitcoin at 54,000 when I just showed with the horizontal and vertical line. And we also have one for Ethereum, and you can see both of these seems to be going in my favor right now. But let's say you want to open a position, a similar position, you can go to the 31st or you can go to whatever other date we have right here for expiration. And let's say you believe Bitcoin will stay above 60K by end of the month. So you see that we no longer have the 54,000 because again, I opened that a few weeks ago. So we still had more strikes to choose from. But if you believe we will stay above the 60K, so above the current support level that we have, you can just select open a position and you put the amount of money that you want to put, like for example, 400 bucks, and you're going to make 108 bucks out of this position. So 27% return out of this strategy. So this is just a little insight on how I trade. I usually go on Twitter. I look at other traders, what they do, what they believe the market's doing. I look at big money. So I look at whales, where they positioned, what is the belief, the fear and greed for the short term, for the medium term. So I know that people believe that we bottomed out and we're going to go up again, and I take my bets accordingly. So I do believe we're close to bottoming out if we haven't bottomed out already. So 60K for me, it is a strong support. I don't think we will go under that. And because of that, I already opened positions for end of the month, for end of the year, and for next year, believing that Bitcoin will indeed go above the 100K by then. So the only thing that's left for me to do is just wait it out and see how these options play. And if I need to correct them, I can just open other positions, close the current ones that I have, and just hedge my way through whatever needs to be fixed. So I hope you enjoyed. And if you believe different, if you believe Bitcoin will fall down more, just comment down below. Let's share a little bit of information on knowledge on what do you believe Bitcoin will do in the short and in the long term. So I'll see you down in the comments below. Again, thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys on Wednesday for another video.